Kelvin, Terrance 9 rebounds. I think Emmanuel had 5 pretty early before his stuff, and Mylik 5. I mean, that kind of game approach and getting it
Keep
from other
going.
guys.
Keep going. Just don't call out them three. LJ had 4. Milo's had 5. Emmanuel had 5. Terrance had 9. Jerry had 5. Mylik had 5. Mercy had 4. You think that's an emphasis in this program? So what's your question?
What kind of difference does that make whenever it runs?
That's what, yeah. I mean, we've been a good rebounding program for a long time. Guys come and go, whether it's Devin Davis was an excellent rebounder, Justin Gorham, Fabian, Josh, all of them. These guys are just doing what all the guys came before them did. So they're doing what's expected and what we do. I mean, we're a good rebounding team. I don't know that's just surprised anybody. We had a bunch of guys get rebounds tonight. I think probably the biggest thing about tonight's game to me, it just shows you, watching that first half, how much we need to play a game. Playing 2 games every 17 days, it's just so hard to get in a rhythm. We got a really good shooting team. But it's hard to get shooting in practice different than shooting in games. It's like taking batting practice. There's a lot of line drives and home runs in batting practice. It's not the same as hitting off a live pitcher. So, we have a good team. But I think as we get, I'm glad we get to play again on Saturday instead of having to wait 9 more days or 10 more days or 8 more days. That's kind of what we've been up against. It's just hard. We need to catch a rhythm. I mean, obviously we're going to once league plays but I mean, it's just so apparent. I mean, I've coached so many games over the decades. I think this is my 5th decade being a head coach in college. And so what I see from my lens will always be different than what you see. But the thing that I see with this team is they just need games more than anything else. Practice is never counterproductive, but this team desperately needs to play 4 or 5 games. I wish we could have played 2 games this week, 2 games last week. I think we'd be further along right now.
Another staple of the program, defense. When you are trying to get into that rhythm, how much does having the defense the way that it plays sort of help out?
No, that's a great point, Joseph. That's been, it's always interesting to hear people react to how we play it that's never seen us. I mean, we've been a top 10, top 5 defensive team in the country. That's out of 360-some teams for a long, long time. Players come, they go. We've got some great defensive guards. Jamal's not the only one. So was Marcus Sasser. So was Dejan Giroux. So was Quentin Grimes. Probably why he was a first-round pick, was because he could guard the other team's best player. Damian Dotson, Rob Gray. Two of the best we've had here is Galen Robinson and Corey Davis. Those 2 could lock you up. And this team is getting better. I mean, we're a good defensive team that I think has another level to them. And I think the more games we play, I think you'll see us improve, just like our offense. That's why I don't overreact to anything in the game of basketball other than the things we can control. The things that we emphasize, rebounding, defense. Our ball movement was great tonight. We wanted to play inside tonight. We did. We wanted to push the ball up the court tonight. We did. And we had a lot of great looks. Offense was awesome. We just didn't make our open threes. That would be the difference in scoring 80 points tonight and probably 100 points and making our threes. We probably scored 100 points. But we played at the pace to score 100. We just didn't make the open ones. And you don't react to that. You don't overreact to it. You don't even worry about it. We won by, what did we win by? 29. 29. not making threes. That's the story. Not making threes is how dominant we were not making them. Look at the stuff we did good. That's probably the things you should focus on, but it depends on your personality, I guess.
Kelvin, 14 fast break points. I mean, how important is it to see that sort of emphasis, play out that you've been pushing for?
Well, there's three, we call them unscripted points. Points that not about what plays you call or even what offense you run, that we've been really good at over a long period of time is second chance points, points off turnovers, and fast break points. All those points are comes as more than anything else is the philosophy of your program, is the things you emphasize. And most really good teams, most great programs, the ones that have sustained success over a long period of time, they're usually consistent with the things they emphasize. So to synopsize that, you achieve what you emphasize. We emphasize second chance points. Us getting offensive rebounds is not an accident. It's not a coincidence. That's who we are. Tonight we had 16 second chance points, and that was without our best offensive rebounder, J1. We sat him down because he had he had a tendon in his foot that was a little bit sore, and I said, we don't need to play. So I allowed Terrance to play some at the 4, and allowed the other guys to get some minutes. So we got enough depth that we can withstand J1 not playing a night. But I thought that Milos did a good job of playing up the court. The $1 million pass in basketball is the kick ahead pass in transition. That's the pass. That pass leads to the play. So we had a lot of opportunities in transition tonight, more so than. But you got 8 days to practice. Hell, you got to emphasize something. Get bored.
You had a season high 27 minutes. About half of that was in the second half. Did you feel like, is that a big step forward in terms of, we've talked about second half and being able to play after halftime a lot of minutes or more minutes. Did you feel like you held up pretty well there?
Yeah, I do. Towards the end, I got a little gas, but yeah, I felt like I held up pretty good. I got to a point where I just couldn't go no more. And Coach told me during halftime, just go until I can't, and he'll give me a sub. So I just pushed myself until I couldn't. So I guess it was a little bit better. So.
After the last game, Kelvin had mentioned to us that one thing that was a good sign in the right direction was that you weren't maybe taking yourself out of practices as much or for spurts or moments, whatever. Is that how is that sort of related to how you've been feeling and coming back since it's been about a year?
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, I haven't been taking myself out of practice. I just been playing it smart, and doing what I can. I'm not in every drill because I'm mostly with the red team, so that kind of helps me to stay in practice the whole time. So I'm definitely getting better. And like you said, I made a year probably like 2 days ago or something like that, so it's definitely feeling stronger. And I don't really think about it too much now, so yeah.
Kelvin,
Let's mix it up. Let's ask Mylik something. I mean, damn.
Okay.
Yeah. You speak English, right?
No.
Mylik, how important it.
What part of Louisiana are you from? They talk different there.
Mylik, how important is it to keep, what the starters have created going and sort of set a tone with that bench unit?
They did a good job of starting the game and giving a good tone. So the bench player just come in, just giving energy, and I think we did that tonight.
All right, now give it back to Chris. Now you can ask your question.
Kelvin, JoJo, even when he's limited minute-wise, 3 blocks, 2 steals, he had that pass to Terrance for the breakaway. I mean, his instincts, defensively, what does that do for you guys?
No, that's a good way to put it. He is extremely, extremely instinctive. I thought the best play he made tonight was when he missed the bunny and then swiped his big, long paw up there and just tipped it in. That was an unbelievable play. I mean, I spent 6 years coaching in the NBA. I watched those guys, a lot of great ones. Coached against all the greats, from LeBron to Kobe. Saw him a lot of times. That's a pro play right there. Not many guys can do what he did there.
That turnover near midcourt, it looked like you looked towards the bench. I don't know if we gave you a stare down or something, but it sort of hit another gear there to get that block. Can you kind of take us through that play and sort of just the defensive mentality that that you guys have to do those kind of things?
When I threw it, like, they was kind of like fighting for it. Then I just saw the player got it, so I just wasn't gonna give up on the play. I was just trying to make a play, and that's what I did. Made the block.
He did the same thing last year at Oklahoma, helped win that game on the road. I kind of thought that's what he's going to do. He's pound for pound, or inch for inch. He's probably the most athletic guy on the team. Him or JoJo, when you say, Terry?
Yeah.
One of those two guys. They're both elite athletically.
Got time for one or two more questions if anybody's got it. Anybody have a question?
Question for Terrance. You got the team is scoring tonight. Can you just talk about the rehab process and what brought you to this moment?
Yeah, it was challenging. A lot of hard moments, but finally glad that I'm at this point. Finally made a year, something to celebrate. So just keep going forward. Still in rehab, still got a lot to go through first, and I know it's getting better and better. So I'm just glad I'm able to play now. Sitting out for them 6, 7 months, 8 months, however long it was. So I'm just happy to be back out there.
Kelvin, any update on Ramon?
Yeah, I'll give you an update. Make sure you guys understand this. I don't know where your guys' basketball knowledge comes from or where you're at, but understand one of our best players tonight was L.J. Cryer. His defense was unbelievable. He was on the boards. He defended. Don't judge people how they play based on how many points they score. That is so shallow. That is so sixth grade-ish. Well, he had an off night. If he did have an off night, but it was an off night shooting. He played great. There's a lot of ways to contribute to the team besides just scoring. Terrance's night tonight wasn't that he just scored. He also had 9 rebounds. There's a lot of guys that go. What did he go tonight? Winfrey. That came out of left field. More games he plays, he'll get going. I don't worry about that. But being able to impact winning in multiple ways is a sign of a winner. You don't have just to. Terrance had how many points you have tonight? 16, but he also had 9 rebounds. He had no turnovers. He had a steal, so he played good outside of scoring. And so did Milos. Milos missed a lot of wide open shots. The only thing we say to those guys during those times, keep shooting. We're one of the best offensive teams in America. I'd rather them shoot a hook shot from half court than throw it away. We can rebound a hook shot. You can't rebound a turnover. So keep shooting. You got a chance to go get it. All right, guys. Ramon is going to have surgery tomorrow morning. It's the same exact thing he had when he was a freshman. He fell, which Ramon does a lot. He fell and banged his hand on the court. So this little tendon that runs down from your knuckle, same thing that Reggie had. But Reggie played the whole year because of the timing of it. And he'll be back. I think supposed to be back around January 18th or 19th. So just to go, it's surgery, but it's not a 6-7 week, 2 month deal. It's more of a 5 week deal, 4 to 5 weeks. So he'll be back.